you are. I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Like, who's the guy?
Garcia,
That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was asking about.
Well, I mean, he's been talking for some time. It hasn't even just been recently. You know, it's been maybe a year, 2 years. He actually pulled up on me in London and, you know, tried to fight me, start some trouble at a reward show. So ever since then, he's been on my radar. But since he's #1 and I'm world champion, I said, let's do it. You know, there's no more waiting. Let's just get it on.
That's right.
On the screen, you were in the ring after Shakur Stevenson won his fight. But Ryan Garcia and the potential for a fight against him is what everybody's been making noise about as well. Where is your head in regards to that? What fight do you want? What have you told Dana White?
Listen,
What's the fight that you want?
We're going to try and make the WBC World title, I'm mandatory for that shot. I've worked hard to get to that shot. But ultimately, I'm not sure of options. There's plenty of fighters calling me out. So we'll see what's there. Whatever fight the public want, they can get. I'm here because I want to make the biggest fights.
Conor Benn says he wants the biggest fights in boxing, and there's no bigger challenge right now than Ryan Garcia. Calling for massive fights sounds great, but actually stepping in with Garcia is a completely different story. One victory over Garcia would silence every critic, but one defeat would leave serious questions about whether Conor really belongs among boxing's elite.
Fight. I wouldn't be surprised. So if I said that before the fight, I have to give props to Ryan Garcia because I thought that was going to be a difficult fight and he passed it with flying colours. So, I think the unknowns on Ryan Garcia a little bit is it's more like mentally, is he at the races? Is he training hard enough? Is he improving? Is he learning under Goosen, who's clearly doing a great job as well? And I think the answer to
Eddie Hearn openly admitted that Ryan Garcia answered every question people had about him. Critics doubted his focus and commitment, but Ryan proved them wrong with his performance. That's bad news for Conor Benn because the version of Garcia we're seeing now looks mentally stronger, more disciplined, and far more dangerous than before.
I think Conor Benn's had a real result. I mean, because me personally, looking at him and looking at, where he's at, he's had a tremendous result to get the money he's getting, because I don't think he's the best fighter in Essex. I think we've got 2 fighters there who have beaten him.
Frank Warren didn't hold back at all. Those comments will definitely frustrate Conor Benn's supporters, but they also show that not everyone is convinced by Benn's reputation. Ryan Garcia has earned praise through big performances, while Conor still has plenty of people questioning whether he's truly elite. If these two finally meet, Benn won't just be fighting Ryan. He'll be fighting to prove every doubter wrong.
It's a great prize fight between two of the modern stars of the sport. Conor Benn's crossed over. He is a box office star through thinner, thick and thicker, controversy and the like. He's got star character and star qualities. If he's going to make 147, if he's good at the weight, it'll be a good fight. If he has really struggled at the weight, he's going to struggle against Garcia, who is a massive puncher at welterweight with both left and right hooks, notably that left hook.
Nobody doubts Conor Benn's popularity, but popularity won't protect him once the fight starts. Ryan Garcia possesses genuine knockout power in both hands, especially that devastating left hook that has changed so many fights. Garcia's speed, timing, and explosive punching make him one of the most dangerous opponents Benn could possibly face. That's why so many experts believe Ryan holds the stylistic advantage going into this potential blockbuster.
It's a dangerous fight for him. I think it'll deliver all the way to the fight, but I think he'll get knocked out by Ryan Garcia, unless he knocks Garcia out himself. I want to see Devin Haney in with Ryan Garcia as well in the rematch. That's a massive fight. But Conor Benn, I've said this before and I will say it again, could end up with 50, 60, 70 million in the bank and never win a world title.
That's a huge prediction, and it shows just how highly this expert rates Ryan Garcia. He believes the fight will be exciting, but ultimately sees Ryan scoring the knockout unless Conor Benn lands something massive first. It's a bold opinion, yet plenty of fans understand why. Garcia combines elite speed with fight-changing power, making him a nightmare matchup for aggressive fighters. Benn certainly has power of his own, but he'll need to take risks just to get within range. Those risks play perfectly into Ryan's strengths because Garcia has repeatedly shown he can punish mistakes with explosive counters. The comments about Conor potentially earning millions without ever winning a world title are equally controversial, adding even more pressure on Ben to prove he belongs at the very top.
Ryan looked pretty strong. He was look sharp. I said that he'll probably get him out of there in like 11-10. He feeling good, but he ain't do that.
Ryan Garcia may not have delivered the early knockout some people expected, but that's not what impressed everyone watching. His composure, patience, and sharp boxing stood out far more than simply chasing a finish. That's exactly what makes him such a dangerous opponent for Conor Benn. Ryan isn't relying purely on speed anymore. He's becoming a smarter fighter who knows when to attack and when to stay disciplined. That evolution should worry Ben because an experienced, patient Garcia is far harder to deal with than one who rushes forward looking for a knockout. Every fight seems to add another layer to Ryan's game. And if he continues improving at this pace, Conor could be facing the toughest challenge of his career.
Nothing but love, but I'm excited for the future, man. And that's ultimately it. Excited to make this fight with Ryan. I'm so happy you got to win. I'm ready to push on and make the fights to public.
Conor Benn clearly understands what boxing fans want to see. Rather than avoiding Ryan Garcia, he's openly welcoming the challenge and talking positively about making the fight happen. That deserves respect because too many fighters spend years avoiding risky opponents. However, wanting the fight and winning it are completely different things. Ryan Garcia is coming into this potential showdown with confidence, momentum, and the belief that he's reaching another level in his career. Ben has always backed himself, but confidence alone won't be enough against someone with Ryan's combination of speed, power, and timing. If Conor really wants to prove he belongs among boxing's elite, then beating Garcia would instantly become the biggest victory of his career. Until then, many fans will continue believing Ryan holds the advantage.
My place, the guys that surround him. For you to call yourself a friend, a brother, to watch a man like that self-destruct, what type of friend are you? There's not one person in my camp right now that wouldn't grab me and be like, hey, you.
Terrence Crawford's message goes far beyond one fighter. Every great champion needs honest people around them who will tell them the truth instead of simply agreeing with everything they do. That's one reason the best fighters continue improving throughout their careers. Ryan Garcia appears far more focused than he was in previous years, and many believe that's because the people around him are helping him stay locked in on boxing. At this level, talent isn't enough on its own. Discipline, preparation, and the right team often decide who wins on the biggest nights. If Ryan continues listening to the right voices while Conor Benn tries to overcome constant criticism, that mental edge could become one of the biggest factors in this fight.
Guess it just shows that they mean business, right? They've got Jai Opataya, now they signed Conor Benz, two of the biggest names in the sport. So I guess they got to be considered as, real players in the game right now because they've got two massive fighters. Now they can go to the UK and do big.
These comments highlight just how massive this potential fight has become. Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn aren't just talented fighters anymore. They're global attractions capable of selling out arenas and creating huge pay-per-view events. Promoters know the demand is already there because fans on both sides of the Atlantic want to see this matchup happen. However, being a commercial star doesn't automatically guarantee success inside the ring. Ryan has repeatedly shown he can handle the pressure that comes with huge events, while Conor Benn still has major questions to answer against elite opposition. That's why so many people are fascinated by this fight. It isn't only about money or headlines. It's about proving who truly belongs among boxing's biggest names.
Conor Benn saying, I'm ready for world titles like this against this guy. I know he's just now become a new world champion and it'd be a good fight, but for me, I just think Ryan Garcia runs rings around him. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I think that's a bad fight for Conor Benn. But it's one that probably will be happening because if they're signing up Conor Benn with so much money that they're talking, they're going to want him to fight somebody. It's going to be him or Shakur Stevenson. Either of them fights are dangerous for Benn. This could be careful what you wish for Conor Benn. He's signed into a big deal. We'll probably talk about that in a minute. How do you think Conor Benn gets on with Ryan Garcia? I'd be interested to know.
Carl Froch has never been afraid to speak his mind. And once again, he's making it clear that he believes Ryan Garcia is simply a level above Conor Benn. That's a huge statement coming from a former undisputed world champion who understands exactly what separates good fighters from elite ones. Froch isn't saying Benn lacks heart or determination. He's questioning whether Benn has the technical ability to cope with Ryan's incredible speed and sharp boxing skills. Garcia has already shown he can hurt world-class opponents with a single punch, and his confidence continues to grow with every performance. If this fight happens, Conor won't just be facing another aggressive fighter. He'll be sharing the ring with someone many experts believe is entering his prime. Ben has always embraced difficult challenges, but this could easily become the toughest test of his entire career. If Ryan performs at his best, many believe Conor could struggle to keep up from the opening bell.
Ryan Garcia against Conor Benn, arguably the biggest fight in boxing. I mean, we would take 15,000 to Las Vegas for that fight. Conor would sell out a stadium with Ryan's a huge name. He's got to beat Barrios first. I believe he will. So that's a monster fight. But we got to worry about Conor Benn and Conor Benn only. And I'm not having him sitting around waiting. You know what he's like. He's back in the...
Even Eddie Hearn admits just how enormous this fight could become. A showdown between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn isn't just another main event. It's the type of fight capable of filling stadiums and drawing fans from all over the world. That alone shows how valuable both names have become in modern boxing. However, Hearn also reminds everyone that Ryan must first take care of business against Mario Barrios before anything else can happen. If Garcia gets that job done as expected, the demand for this fight will explode overnight. Conor Benn also deserves credit for staying active instead of sitting around waiting, but activity alone doesn't guarantee success. Ryan has looked sharper every time he's stepped into the ring, and that's why many fans believe he'll enter this potential clash with all the momentum. If both men keep winning, boxing could finally get one of its biggest blockbuster events.
So it's hard. I like Conor Benn. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus here. He's a nice kid. It's just hard to have an argument for him when everything has been against him, and one of the only people who really heavily backed him put his neck on the line for him, Eddie. So it's hard to support him.
Jamie Moore's comments show that even people who respect Conor Benn are finding it difficult to defend everything surrounding his career. He makes it clear this isn't personal. He likes Benn as a person, but boxing is about actions and results inside the ring. The reality is that controversy has followed Conor for a long time, and many fans still aren't convinced he's answered every question. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has managed to shift the conversation back toward his performances inside the ring. Instead of constant debate, people are now talking about how dangerous he's becoming as a fighter. That's a major difference between the two men heading into a potential showdown. Ben has the chance to silence every critic, but to do that he'll need to defeat someone many experts already consider one of the sport's elite talents. That's a massive challenge, and it's exactly why this fight has captured so much attention.
You know, even though he applied himself properly in training, outside of when he's not in the gym with me, I'm not in control. I'm not in charge of what he does. I can't control what he puts on his plate. And he said, if it had been lighter and it had been, you know, a bit more athletic, I know I could have beat him. I said, I know that. But until you start to understand it and believe it, like, there's nothing I can do. Please, just once in your life, the next time we get a big fight, do it. And he said, he promised me he's all in.
These comments from Conor Benn's own trainer reveal just how important discipline outside the gym really is. Training hard for a few hours every day means very little if the rest of your lifestyle isn't equally professional. His trainer openly admits he can't control what Ben does once he leaves the gym, and that's where championship careers are often won or lost. The promise Conor made to go all in sounds encouraging, but boxing fans have heard similar promises before. Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, has looked far more focused and committed in recent performances, with many believing he's finally putting everything together at exactly the right time. If Ben truly wants to beat someone with Ryan's speed and talent, he'll need the best version of himself both physically and mentally. Against an opponent like Garcia, even the smallest lapse in preparation could prove costly.
Conor Benn's a bigger name. He's been a part of 2 back-to-back stadium fights, whether people like it or not. And he's apart from AJ and Fury, he's the biggest commercial name in this country by a mile at the moment. So I personally think he is. I think he is. I've seen how hard he trains and how hard he dedicates himself. And I think that all this of, oh, he won't win a world title, like, you honestly don't believe Conor Benn would beat Rolando Romero. Conor Benn would spark Rolando Romero. He'd beat Barrios, and he's going to fight the winner of Barrios and Garcia for the WBC world title. That's what's...
Not everyone shares the opinion that Conor Benn is overrated. This expert believes Ben has all the ability needed to become a world champion and points to his incredible popularity and work ethic as proof. There's no denying that Conor has become one of Britain's biggest boxing stars, and his commercial success speaks for itself. However, becoming a major attraction isn't the same as beating someone like Ryan Garcia. Garcia has consistently shown world-class speed, explosive power, and the ability to perform under enormous pressure. Ben may eventually get his shot at the WBC title, but before fans start calling him a future champion, many believe he first has to prove himself against elite-level opposition. A victory over Ryan Garcia would instantly silence every critic, but until that happens, questions about whether Ben truly belongs at the very top will continue to follow him.
Probably would have fought him a little different than I did. He and I, we spoke actually just recently and about our fight, and my game plan was to knock him out. His game plan was to, basically just punch me on my way in and then, smother me and, prevent me from getting off on him. And I played right into what he needed. And like I said, man, being out here in the Steel City, seeing what Sheffield's all about, it's just like back home in Cleveland. I would have known I was getting in the ring with another juggernaut. And that's exactly what it was.
Hearing directly from someone who has shared the ring with Conor Benn gives fans an interesting perspective on how difficult he can be to deal with. His sparring partner admits he walked straight into Ben's game plan, allowing Conor to dictate the exchanges and take away his strengths. That shows Ben is far smarter tactically than some critics give him credit for. However, Ryan Garcia presents a completely different challenge. Garcia's speed, footwork, and ability to make adjustments during a fight make him far less predictable than most opponents. He's not the type of fighter who willingly marches into a trap, and that's exactly why so many experts believe this matchup is so fascinating. If Ben manages to drag Ryan into a close-range battle, his aggression could make things uncomfortable. But if Garcia controls the distance, uses his movement, and lands those trademark counters, the momentum could quickly swing in his favor. That's why opinions remain so divided. Both men have dangerous qualities, but only one of them will get the chance to prove they're the better fighter when they finally meet inside the ring.